Problem, real problem. So problems, troubles and problems. Well, let me put up a banner. Let me put up a banner and public music. That should sound good. Welcome back. Welcome to the live, everybody. Is that a little too loud? Sounds a little too loud to me. Do I get back to the voices? There's something to be loud. Why you turn it down? 13. Audio. Okay. Guys, I wish I knew how to turn this thing here down. But I don't know how to turn it down. Oh. That should be better. Alright, that should be better. Not too loud now, right? Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I gotta put my lipstick on. Yeah, you know, my lipstick is very important when I get on live. When it's not ready now, I just gotta put it on. Yeah. And some people say, put your lipstick on before you come on live. Hey, don't you look on live and tell our people with the makeup on? Life is just too short for us to worry about simple things like that. So I keep my lipstick close by, and when I need it, I have it right here, so I can put it on. Come on into the live, guys. Hit the like button, share out the stream, invite your friends and your friends. Tell them to come. Come, you all see the title? You all see the title, guys? All right. If you see the title, come on in and let me tell you the story. Come on in, hit the like button, and come on in, share out the stream. Call your friends and your friends and your friends them to come. Let me see this. YouTube just messes with me all the time. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. YouTube just give me hell. YouTube give me hell all the time for no reason. I'm not sure why. Because why doesn't it make me put on the monetization before? Is it giving everybody the same problem? Blessed one is in the place. You are indeed the blessed one. How are you doing, my sugar? How are you doing? So glad to see you in the house. Who else is in the place? Welcome, 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 Sister Blessed One. How are you doing, my dear? So good to see you. So good to see you. I am here, my love. I am here. I'm going to be doing some storytelling tonight. And as I do the story, I am going to be doing also this. I'm going to also be painting. You're fairly well. Fantastic. Fantastic. I did crochet earlier, so it's not crochet time now. Arlene, I must dream you a dream. Arlene, I must dream you a dream. What's up, Arlene? How you doing, sugar? How are you doing, my dear? So good to see you, my dear Arlene. You know I'm crazy like that. All right. You're cool. All right, sis. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna chat. And I am going to do some painting while we talk. All right. So let me do this for you all. Welcome into the live, everybody. I have one thing to do before I move forward. There is Dorothy. Hello, Dorothy. What are you doing? What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to share this live into my community. YouTube will not show me the live. Why? I don't understand. And then I put it up as a premiere and YouTube will not show it to me. I don't know why. I'm not seeing it in my studio. So, all right, let me go out. Let me go into my... Oh, YouTube is giving me all kinds of hard time, guys. All kinds of hard time YouTube is giving me. A whole lot of hard times. But anyway, we are going to color. That's cool. I had this idea, but it was coloring. I can't paint. Oh, trust me, you can paint, honey. You can paint. My daughter gave me a crash course in painting. You can paint, honey. Believe me. Because I only know to hold pens. I don't know how to hold anything else. But surely, my daughter really did give me a crash course in painting. And you saw the one I painted the other day? See here? That's from my crash course that my daughter gave me. I don't know nothing about painting. So trust me, you can. All right, welcome into the chat, my peoples. My players, welcome into the chat. I am going to be talking to y'all tonight. Yeah, I'm going to be talking to y'all tonight. Welcome the newbies in the chat. Arlene, you are... I saw someone. Nika in the place. I can't even see. I'm gonna have to look on here to see who is moderator to help me with the chat, because when I'm looking on the screen I can't see. But I'm uploading a video right now. Blessed one in the place. All right. There we go. There we go, guys. All right, so I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing the recording for you all. So I'm waiting to see 10 minutes. There's Blessed One. Good night, everybody. There is Arlene. Good night, everybody. And tonight, guys, as you all know, I have a very torrid story. Michelle is in the house. Says, bye, mom. What are you doing, Michelle? Boy, say, damn, buddy. How are you doing, my love? Yeah, guys, I am remember to talk. There you go. Tell them to remember to thumbs up the live. Do not forget to thumbs up the live. Thumbs up the live, my friends. Thumbs up the live. Do not forget to thumbs up the live, my friends. That is what we are working with tonight. Thumbs it up. Thumbs up the live. Oh, a long time you not see me. Yes, me come over your house. Me see you. I see you, my sugar plum. I see you. I see you, my darling. No big deal. I know everybody is busy and everybody got stuff to do. So trust and believe me. It is no big deal. No big deal at all. Thumbs up the live, and I'm going to be, while I do this, I am going to be playing for you. Just go ahead and listen. Okay, everyone. So as I was telling you, I got to the point. That's not the right one. This is the right one. Let's see. Welcome again to my channel, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. If it is your first time on my channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And if you are a returning traveler, I want to say thank you for your continued support. Now, everybody has been asking me, Trev, why did you start a YouTube channel? Some people have even expressed shock and awe at me being on YouTube because they said, Trev, we never saw you as somebody who would be so outspoken and be so open to the world of criticism and chastising. And guys, I must say to you all that I have grown. I have grown a lot. And that is what we do in life. We grow, we move from one stage to the other. I am different. I never thought that I would ever come up to you and tell the world my story. Because my story has wounded me so deeply that I have felt so ashamed and embarrassed that I had experienced something like that. But after months, after 2 years of therapy and months of reflection, I have come to the realization that no matter what you go through, it can be a lesson for you and also a lesson for those around you. So why would you want to keep that experience to yourself and not share it with others, knowing that somebody could learn, that somebody could be saved by you sharing it? For example, if somebody gets raped and they never come forward and say, you know, last week Monday when I was walking down this alley, a guy resembling this, that, the other, this guy looking like this, and give a description and say this directly. Do you think the police will have a case? Do you think the other women in the neighborhood would know that there is a predator on the loose? So they should take precaution. No, they would not know. And that person who got raped and kept it quiet, while that predator continues to rape other women, might end up feeling guilty because they did not say a word. So the other women were left vulnerable without knowing that there's a predator on the loose. So I do not wish to be that first woman. I wish to be the first woman who is going to tell you
my story so that you can learn. And my story is cemented in the immigration process. And people who come out into the diaspora and have a desire to uplift themselves, to build themselves up, and to do the same for others, even with the realization that that can make you very, very vulnerable to individuals who are cold-hearted, egotistical, narcissistic, and selfish. Today, I'm going to tell you what happened to me a few years ago when I tried to help somebody who had come into this country and was looking for assistance. Now come with me, guys. Let me share with you my story. So this is my story. On a chance encounter in 2008, I met a young man. I'm going to tell you how I met this young man. So back before I came to America, I went to college in Jamaica. I met this young woman. She became my friend. She and I continued to communicate even after I come to America to live. In around 2006 summer, she called me and asked me if she could come and spend the summer with me. Mark you, by this time I'd been in America many years. She had never come to spend time with me. At that time, I was going through, let me say, just going through hell. Yes, it was a very difficult time for me. But in 2006, I had gotten myself together, gone to nursing school, and I was graduated. I was working for a while. So I was getting myself together. She asked if she could come and spend the summer. She came, she spent the summer. I didn't have a problem then. About a year later, she calls me. She had this incredible story of working to help her. She said, "Hey, bring your dad." I said, "I'm in my bed." She said, "Oh, Trev, bring your dad. Oh, brother, you know, brother." I'm not going to call the individual's name, but I'm going to say his name was Sam. Let's say Sam. She says, "Oh, Trev, you know brother Sam, he came to America to go to school. He's going to Miami Dade, and he been calling me all evening." And he says that, our cousin, I'm going to call the cousin Cheryl. She says, "Oh, he said Cheryl dropped him off at school this morning, and she was supposed to pick him up, and she didn't come back to pick him up. And he has been calling her all afternoon." She hasn't answered the phone. So when I and my friend now is so distressed and stuff, my whole instinct is that our desire right here is to help her. So she explained to me where her brother said he was at and the help that he needed. That night, it was one of the coldest nights I had ever experienced. It was about 31 degrees. I said to her, "Okay, you are very lucky because this is the one night that I'm off from work. Give me his number and I will see if I can go help him." She gave me the number. I called the guy. He said he was on the Walgreens place by the Miami College. By this time, it was around 8:30 o'clock. You know, it was January, so it was dark. So I went over there, picked him up, tried to find out where he lived. When he gave me the address, I said, "I know that address." And over there is a security at the gate. And if the person who lives there, the person who's on the list, is not answering your phone call, then they're not going to let you into the door. I said, "Listen, let me tell you something. It is nighttime, it is cold, I'm not planning on staying outside with you. And if your cousin was answer the phone, I'm not sure what is going on. Do you have a key?" He says, "No, he doesn't have a key." I said, "Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is what we're going to do. Since where I live is closer, we are going to go to my apartment. Keep calling her when she answers the phone. Tell her you are right here, let her come and get you." Thought that was the end of the story. So I took him home. I called my friend, and when I called her, she was on the phone. She was on the phone with her mother was on the phone as well. The two of them were there. And I was telling them, I'm not going to take him over there and leave him in the cold from one spot to the next spot. So I'm going to take him home. Anyway, I went to my house. I'd already washed up dishes and gone to bed, but I made him just really hospitable, gave him some food. I went to bed. I left him on the couch. In the morning when I woke up, I was still on my couch. So I said, what happened? He said, his cousin answered her phone finally around 4 o'clock in the morning. I said she was in Orlando. Orlando is about 4 hours away. So I thought, that's interesting. I said, okay then. I will drop you off at school this morning. This is the way to get home. So I showed him which bus to take and how to get home. I thought that was the end of my good deed. In the evening, I checked in on him, see if he was okay. He said yes, he was on the bus. I said, good, bingo. 2 days would pass. I didn't hear anything from him. One morning, I'm coming home from work. I get a phone call from the guy. He says to me, Trev, do you think I could come to your house to use your computer? I have a lot of homework to do. I thought about it before, I did a bit, and just really want to come home. I'm going to report the computer there. So I really want to he said, I just like the computer. What should you do to go? But I went there to my book. When I woke up, I'm a reading the you know something that we do. I can't do this. Oh, my first is downstairs. I want to talk to them. I'm going to go down there and come back. Because I need to come back. Right now. He said, oh my gosh, Trev. I don't on your way to work. I didn't understand that. You're going to have to drive and then come back and go work. Here's the code. Those go down and continue to get close to the river. About 15 minutes later, I heard what like a fumbling, a suitcase or something. So I woke up and I went to the hall. There's the guy coming to my car with 2 suitcases. What here? This thing. What's this? And I tell you, the man comes to me. Sheriff, they're because she had worked out and she said to make up her mother to take. She said, the paper. He said she did. Going to the court. Come here and then take you go. You got to call her and come back for you. And I'll come back. And I call his name and boy started calling. So at the same time, I called the sister who is my she's crying, was crying, and they're saying, oh my God, they can't believe it. It's so wicked. Oh my God, she make him leave his job and brought him to America and says he can stay with her. And she was the one who filled out the paperwork for immigration, and now she's gonna put him on the street. And they all 3 of them are stressed. Oh, Chevis. Oh my. Care of you. I have 4 children. One care of I will take some care of me. We're nothing. My husband is and he's around the end. You are dynamic. You know, and the woman. Then he starts to work. He starts telling me how he's just surprised that he house and how God is so good because it wasn't put out and she thought it was going to have to be on this. And he had always heard Mr. talk about on and he had been in love with the arguments, you know, he said that nice and I was a good person and he had brought him to me and fallen in love with so this is and bigger like that with somebody who's capable of bringing something to the table and somebody who like his generous respect that I think that's really and it's something that care of. When we talk about it, he wasn't a suitable candidate for me. He would cry so much. He would cry so much, and he always had a counteraction for whatever I said. For example, when I said, I'm 8 years older than you, I don't see you as a viable option for me. So, Trev, 8 years? Love all women way because you know, and they don't talk together. And, you know, my son was taking and your objecting. The relationship you start as was it's not looking good. One thing is hard and but I did not. So we started but actually We ended up getting married. The married now, but this guy was married. He ring. He said he had Jersey, and he had asked for spending money, and he bought the before about after he was with he said him here. You know, I go into the school. I didn't think much. Yes. So, yeah, I went to the school to find the now. When I was there, he was I heard the lady England was supposed to send the money for his school fee. His grandfather got ill a few years ago, and his grandfather is in the hospital. He gave me this document that said it was from a funeral home in Jamaica. He was studying mortuary science, so he did plausible to me. He was studying mortuary science, so he was bounced from a funeral home responsible for and these people going to see this too. So friend. All we talk about getting something. So it's too. I was past greatest, and then the man started asking me to be, and not to it in the way he was calling and begging. Just guys, you might class. Don't do like me. Just let where we practiced that March, the end of we got married. Yeah, the great people work for that. Immediately, moving They were my friends, and nobody was smiling. Everybody had an angry looking face. But I was going across the stage, waving and smiling, and the people who were getting me dressed were cheering me along. And I fell off the stage and broke my leg and fell. The people in the audience ran to my assistance, and the people bring me on with nowhere to be or heard. Out of the dream. I was there. I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in dreams. I don't believe in those things. I usually treat people wrong. And I come home and I told her to be much me. Trust what you for. The people were getting dressed. We were there in Brooklyn. They disappeared. That was going to go in the on my first I tell you, I thought about it for a long time. But the people so attentive and I just thought maybe it's just the truth. I think it's time to have a big wedding. But we can invite the first wedding was just me and my two friends and the band. But what we just talk about at the wedding and people mark you up my video. Okay. I already purchased it. And every time I asked him about the money, then when he started to date me now, he started to post at everybody else because everybody else was evil and wicked. That was wicked for promising him and never send it. Woman in Jamaica, the friend of home was wicked for promising him the payment and never sent it. The one was wicked for putting him out and this after signing the paper. I am the only angel. And he is just me the best to him. So when we go to this ceremony, my mom and my stepdad at the airport got on the couch in the bedroom. I brought them into the bedroom. That's the man you're going to. And I said, see me. He said to me, Trev, you walked into the house and I saw that house. He said, I don't know. But man is the devil himself. And the man is the devil himself. He said, yo, I'm just going to pray to God and ask him not to look. But you people cannot tell me I'm walking on not because of you, but because of the respect I have for your mother. And I pray to God that I don't live to see what this man is going to do to you because it's not going to be pretty. And I just shrugged it off and left it alone. I did not say to the man, I did not want him to have animosity towards the stepdad. But my mom and I had a discussion about it. And she says, you know, Jerry, you are man, you can do what you want to do, but I'm just telling you to listen. I wouldn't keep on going on doing what I was doing. When the wedding, everybody my friends and family. The same friends with me. He's okay. So, while we were lighting the candle at the wedding, my babe, that was another sign. And when I spoke to the man about it, I said, "This is not looking good." He said, "Oh, it was just the wind. It just was the wind, and the wind blew the veil onto the candle. Oh, that can happen anytime. That has nothing, anything to do with the marriage." I said, "Okay, fine." I just went along. A few months later, I went to Jamaica to pick up my 3 kids that were down there, and I brought them back. When we came back, now we are in this, it's 1 bedroom. So we are trying to find a house. So he and I walked around, and we looked for a house. We finally found a house that we liked. I liked the house, but the fact that the house was old and needed a lot of fixing was the only problem with me with the house. But before that, that same August, I told him, I cannot afford to send you to Miami-Dade anymore. It is too expensive. He had gone now 2 semesters. He had gone the first spring semester, and he had gone 1 semester in the summer. So now I said, I cannot afford it. It's too expensive. And because you're an international student, because you do not yet have a residency, it is too expensive for me to be taking care of you and taking care of my 4 kids at the same time. So he said, okay, that's fine. We agreed that he was going to go now to Lindsay Hopkins to study the LPN, the licensed practical nursing. So I took him down there, I registered him. They said he couldn't get financial aid. I had to pay out of pocket, but at least it was a little bit cheaper than Miami-Dade. And also the course was shorter, so he could get a job, a good paying job quicker. So I paid the school fee at the Lindsay, and he's going to the Lindsay. Now we have another problem because I have 1 car and we're using the 1 car. So he needs a car. I don't like to have car payments. So what I did, a friend of mine who fixes cars and then sells them, he decided to sell me. We agreed that he was going to sell me a 2001 Chevy Impala. I went to the lady who was conducting my ASUSU pardon or whatever you call it. I got my draw, $3,000. I paid my friend the $3,000 for the car. I wanted to make sure that this man was able to get a good job so that he could be able to contribute to the family. Bought the car, now we have 2 cars. So we don't have to get into each other's way about going to work, going to school, that sort of thing. My kids came, and it seems that there was this different energy in the place. My kids and I have always had a great relationship ever since I've been in America. By this time, I've been in America like 10 years. I've gone to Jamaica 3 times a year for each of their birthdays. So I've always had a great relationship with my children. But now my children were teenagers, and it just seems like since they came in and I'm with this man and they don't know him and he is not trying to get to know them, we're not establishing anything like a family, it becomes very, very, very awkward. So we tried to find a house. Eventually we found a house, nice 4-bedroom house. We moved into the house. After we moved into the house, my mom was here because I had filed for my mom around the same time. So my mom was with us. I noticed that the man's behavior was changing significantly. But every time I would mention it to him, he would get all mad. Trev, why are you always saying this and saying that? No, I can see where your behavior has changed. When you get your green card, your behavior just changed. But every time I said his behavior has changed, I am the bad guy. I am seeing things that's not there. I am saying things that's not true. So I said, okay, leave it alone. But ever so often, I would make my observations known, regardless of the response that I know I'm going to get. So 2009 runs off. It's now 2009 December, and he's supposed to be graduating from the Lindsay. I don't see him getting ready, any clothes, any gown, nothing. So I said to him, when is your graduation? Aren't you going to graduation? He said, no, Trev. Now going to graduation, I'm gonna go to formal event there. No, I don't know you like them formal event there. So I didn't even go to my own high school graduation. So I don't go to those formal events. I don't go to those places. I said, really? This is your graduation. This is an accomplishment. Look where you're coming from. You come here, your family members put you out on the street. You had nothing. You came into my home. Look where you're coming from. You don't want to go to your graduation? He said, no. I said, okay. He said, you're not going to make us have an argument over the graduation? You're not going to make this come into our marriage and cause any problems? I said, leave it alone. He went. He didn't go to his graduation. He went on about his business. About 2 days later, he says to me, Trev, you want to see some young girl Jamaica, you know? I said, what? Say, yeah, I go to Jamaica because my brother come from England and they're Jamaica, you know. And me want to go see my brother, I know me see my brother a long time. By this time, I am 8 months pregnant. When you coming back from Jamaica, you want to see 3 weeks me I spend down there, you know? Oh, okay. I don't fight with him. Okay. I dropped him at the airport. He went to Jamaica. He came back January 11th. The baby was born January 27th. I am so angry with myself. I am so disappointed with myself. I felt like I could just run away. But where do I run to? I can't run away, leave my children. And every time I would express to him how I'm feeling, boy, he would cry. And he would say, I am taking things, blowing things out of proportion. And I am getting upset for no reason. And he went to Jamaica for 3 weeks. It's not a big deal. And I am always the one who is creating a scene out of nothing. I am always the one fussing about something that is simple, that is insignificant. And I am the one who is trying to break up our marriage because of this and that. And it's not reasonable. I'm not reasonable. I said, okay, leave it alone. That same year, about February or so, I'm laying in bed one night. I'd gotten back from the hospital after having the baby. And he's laying there and I am pretending to be asleep. I peeped through my eyes and I saw him on his phone. And I saw a number. And I think I saw the word SEX on the phone. But the number was more important to me. So I screenshot the number in my head and I continued to sleep. The next day I called the number. A female answered and she said, she knew my name and everything. And she said, Trev. She said, Miss Trev, I am not your problem now, you know. I am not your problem. Yes, I used to sleep with your husband. Ever since he started LPN school, we were in the same class. And we have been sleeping together ever since. He take me to restaurants, he take me to hotels, and he takes me out. And he's always showing off and saying, oh, it's your money that he's spending. And Miss Trev, let me tell you this. I am not your problem anymore because I am not sleeping with your husband anymore. Okay? He told me that you are the one sending him to school and filing his immigration papers. And as soon as he's finished with school and get his immigration paper, get everything he wants together, he's going to drop you like a hot potato. And I thought to myself, if he's telling me this, that he's planning to do to the woman who is doing all of this for him, what would he do to me, who is the woman in the street? She said, no. So I stopped talking to him. I stopped sleeping with him. So I'm not your problem now. That's water under the bridge. I said, wow, that was deep. That was deep. She said, okay, have a good day. I said, okay, have a good day, ma'am. I bawled. I could not believe it. So by this time, he's working at Domino's. He comes home and I told him, he came home, he knew I'd called the woman. Apparently, the woman called him and told him that she had called me, that I had called her. And he come home and he's saying, why are you calling people's phone or whatever? So I told him the conversation I had with the woman and what the woman said. And that man dropped on his knees and he bawled. And he bawled and tell me, oh, the woman is wicked and he can't believe the woman would say such a thing. He would, Trev, you think I would ever say such a thing? Listen to how that sound, Trev. You think I would ever say such a thing? And he bawled and he bawled. I said, listen, it is for you to prove that you never said it. Because the lady said that's what you told her. You are here crying that you never said it. I am in the middle. It is for you to prove to me that you did not say it. But I am telling you from now, if you do not want to be here and it's you using me, please take your things and leave. I say you have your green card now. You have a social security card. You can get you a job. You don't even have to worry about taking care of this child I have for you. You can go take care of yourself. But I'm asking you, please, to leave and leave in peace. And he bawled and I'm only getting married one time in my life and I'm never going to marry again. And if I didn't want you, I would ask you to marry me. And he went on and on and on and on. And I didn't have to marry you. I could marry somebody else if it's only green card I wanted. And he went on and on. But I said, okay, no problem. I said, it's up to you to prove. So let me just leave it alone because I don't like the fussing and the arguing. So we continued. He took his boards, he passed his boards, he got a job making $20.50 an hour. Each time I would ask him, we have decided we are going to fix this house. Where is your contribution to fixing the house? Can we come up with a plan of how much money we're going to put together each month so that we can fix the house? And every time I would say that, he would get angry and he would say, I'm rushing him and I'm acting like he's going somewhere. Trevor, after me now gone away. Well, we can't rush me, so we can't in a hurry, so. Yes, because we had a plan. And the house needs fixing. The house needs fixing. And we had a plan. So let us do it now before later on other things come up and you hear that we don't have any money to fix the house. We need to fix the house now. And he kept fussing and saying, oh, I'm rushing him. Uh-oh. I said, okay, let me not rush the man. I'll leave it alone. The next thing I know, several months later, he brought me paperwork from the military saying that he wants to join the military. Now we had a lengthy discussion about that because I saw the military as abandonment. He said it wasn't abandonment and he liked the rough and tumble and he thought the military was a good place for him and, all this stuff. And I said, okay. Eventually I signed the paper and he went off into the military. At that time, I did not mind him leaving because over that year, there had been so much turmoil in the house. I was just angry all the time. He was always angry and he was always making a big deal out of nothing. And the energy was just so negative. The relationship between me and my kids had broken down. I had sent my son to Canada to my kids' dad because he had hit my son and I told him, no, that is not allowed. You are not allowed to put your hand on any of my children. And then the kids had called their dad in Canada and told him that the man had hit my son, and their dad called the man and told him never to put his hand on any of his children and he will come down to Miami and he told him we'll fight it out like a man. And I was just like, oh my God, no. This is not how I envision my life. I cannot live like this. No. So I sent my son to Canada. This brought more rift because my daughters were angry because they thought I chose a man over my son. My sisters were angry. My mom was angry. They said I should call the police and put him out rather than sending away my son. But I was looking for peace for everybody. Well, I had to deal with the consequences of that decision. Later on, in that same now it's 2011. I'm giving you all play by play, you know. Some of the details I have chosen to leave out. But now it's 2011 and he's going off to basic training. He goes off to basic training that May. August, I traveled to Missouri for his graduation. When I got there, the energy, the man was just so angry. He's looking at me funny. When I catch him and I say to him, why are you looking at me like that? Why do you look like that? And he kept saying, oh, the military, you know, you think I want to be laughing all that. No, I don't want to be laughing, but you just seem so angry and so unpleasant to be around. You know, I'm not used to this kind of energy. And he kept saying, oh, the military break you, the military teach you not to laugh because people are not going to be taking you seriously and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So I just rolled with it. For the weekend we were there. It's just me and him and the baby. I came back and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wow, the energy just wasn't feeling right. But every time I bring it up and talk about it, I am the problem. I am seeing things that's not there. And I need to relax and stop worrying. And I'm always worried about whether he's going to leave me and he's not going to leave me. And he just placate me all the way around. So he got back to Miami from basic training, and now he was leaving for his first duty assignment, which was in Korea. He left for Korea. When he was gone, we continued to communicate about a month or so, about 2 months after he left. He proposed to me about me coming to Korea. He said, I cannot live without my wife. I cannot stay over here without you, baby. Would you be willing to leave your job and come over here so we can, you know, we can be together. We can stay together. I said, Jesus, that's a, you know, very, 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 very hard thing for me to do. But I talked to my mom about it and my daughters seemed like they were happy for me to go. And so after talking about it, I eventually agreed that we were going. It was going to be me and his child and my youngest son. So we decided to go. Long story short, I resigned my job, picked up the 2 younger kids, and I left for Korea. Over there, we did not have any problems. He and I never argued once. He and I never had a disagreement once in Korea the whole time we were there. He was studying for his RN at this time. So being there and not having a job, I was his facilitator doing his researches and all that stuff. Because when I went over there and tried to get a job, and they told me that I could not get a job because I was not command sponsored. Command sponsored. And for those of you who don't understand what that is when he was signing up the paperwork to go to Korea, the option was there for him to take his family along. He opted not to take his family. So the government hadn't made any preparations for his family. So now that he's over there and he changes his mind and decides he wants his family there, it's his responsibility. The only thing he will continue to get is the BAH. He will continue to get the money to pay the rent for housing. So we went over there, spent the year. He had a son in Jamaica. In 2009, I received a paperwork for the son, filing for the son. And he and I had a big argument about that because I had promised him that I would file for the son. But at that time, I have him going to school. I have my mom just diagnosed with CA. I have my 4 children myself. It was too much. So I said to him, when you are finished working, finish going to school and you are working, that's going to be your responsibility. I will sign the paperwork, but that's going to be your responsibility to petition for your son. So when I had gotten the paperwork about the petition for the son, I was really angry because he wasn't working. So the money he took and filed for the child was out of my account. And I said, you are cruel and unkind and selfish because you see around here all that I have to deal with. And it's me alone. And instead of you helping me up, you're helping me down. And he bawled and said that was his child. And if it was my child, he wouldn't say a word about it and he wouldn't be upset. And I was saying all of this because it was his child. None of that was true. But that's what he said at the time. So now, when we are in Korea, the child gets paperwork from immigration in Jamaica for him to go to get the visa. So the mom brought him to the embassy. The embassy said they will not give him the visa unless I signed the petition and presented my tax returns and my information. So when the mom called and said that, I said to him, you see, this is the kind of things that I have to deal with. He said it was not a big deal. But anyway, long story short, I sent my information to immigration. He got another date. He went up. He got the visa. He had 6 months to leave the country. I came back from Korea so that I could receive him because the dad was on duty. The friend, the one who was my friend, the sister who was my friend, brought the little boy and put the little boy in my hand. The father came back from Korea later on, and now he has a new duty assignment to go to North Carolina. When I was leaving Korea, the man gave me an envelope. He says, Trev, do not open this envelope until you get to Miami. I said, okay. When I got to Miami and I opened the envelope, my friends, the envelope had in the documentation for me to pick up a brand new 2012 Dodge Journey. I was so excited. I went and picked up the Dodge Journey, and the Dodge Journey had 10 miles on it, brand new. I was excited. So when he came back and we were coming to Korea, remember I told you I bought him that Chevy Impala. While we were in Korea, we had agreed that we were going to give that Chevy Impala to my brother. He and I signed the paperwork, sent the paperwork over. My brother was supposed to go put the car in his name. He never put the car in his name. So when my husband came back from Korea, I said to him, well, the Chevy Impala is here. My brother has not put it in his name. We are going to North Carolina. We're going to need 2 cars. He said to me, no, baby, don't worry about it. We're not going to need 2 cars. We are going to live on post up there. I will get around. You are going to need a car to get the kids around. But I will get around, so we don't need 2 cars. I said, okay. Well, we still need the tag off of this car to put on my Dodge. So I ended up getting rid of that car so I could get the tag. Because he says he's not going to need a car when he comes to North Carolina. And I thought it was very strange. But I'm not the one to fight with him. And he says he doesn't need a car. I leave it at that. So we come to North Carolina with only the Dodge. When we got here, the on-base residence is actually 12 miles from the base. It is just military housing, but it's not on post. So he says, oh, you know, babe, look at that. Oh my gosh, no, I really do need a car. So we drove around and we found a car. We bought a 2007 Hyundai Sonata. We bought it cash. It was like $4,500. So we bought it cash. Okay, we are continuing our lives, nothing untoward. I got another nursing job. I am working. He's going on base. We're taking care of the kids. There is just, I don't see any problems. We don't have any arguments. We don't have any fighting, no fussing, nothing. Everything just seems to be going nice and cool in my estimation.
All right, let me see who is in the chat. Who is Grant? Grant, you're in the chat still? Nika! Nika, how you doing? How you doing? You see me flexing my painting arms here? Flexing my painting arms right here. That's what I'm doing. God bless my daughter for showing me how to do all of this stuff here. Yeah, so who else is in the chat? What's going on in the chat, everybody? I didn't want to disturb. Here is my lovely Cindy, my lovely Dion Bless is in the place. LCD TV is in the place. LCD, how you doing? What's going on with you, my friend? How you doing? So good to see you. A long time I not see you in LCD. Long time I not see you. How you doing? Arlene in the place and lots of other people in the place. How are you all? Watch Cubans now? Cubans, what? Cubans, may I come over here later, you know? May I come over here later? Yeah. This, guys, that was a little piece of my story. Some of you may have heard that story before. If you have listened to Unstoppable, you may have heard that story. A story like that. That was my story, yeah. You may have heard it over there. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I did the things I did or how I did the things I did, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Uh-oh, Clover. Clover says I am new here. Good to see you, Clover. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Guys, we can continue. We can continue. All right, because we got time on our hands. Some of you will not be here. Some of you will be here. All right, Trevor Morgan in the place. Look at my namesake in the place. How are you doing, Trevor Morgan? How are you doing? Do you all want me to continue playing this or do you want us to come back again? Because I know there are some of you here who would like to hear the live story. And there are others of you who are looking at the clock and thinking, well, it's time for me to go to bed. I think we ran it there for an hour. Come on, guys, tell me in the chat because the story is already recorded there. So all I need to do is press play. All I need to do is press play. So talk to me, guys. Talk to me in the chat. Welcome, Clover Banner Richards. I like that name. Yeah. My bestie in Jamaica, that's her first name as well. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Talk to Aunt Trev here. And tell me, who wants me to continue tonight? Who wants me to continue tonight with that story, or do you want to come back another day? Do you want to hear the rest of some more of that story tonight? Well, Joseph is in the place. Watch your Grand press play. Who else says press play? Who else says press play? All right. Grand seriously, Grand press play. All right. How are you doing, my lovely Joseph? How are you doing? All right. Can't wait to hear the rest. Now, don't really want me to play the rest tonight? Lord have mercy. You know, not easy, you know. You know, it's not easy. All right, me play the rest. All right, play. Play.
It's now 2013. And we decided that rather than using the BAH to pay the rent, we could get a house. So we bought this house. using his VA loan where he doesn't make any down payment. We moved into the house that July. Once we moved into the house, he said he was going to Jamaica. Mark you, over the years we had been married, every major event, after every major event, he has always had to take a trip to Jamaica. Just before we got married, just after we got married, just before he started school, right after he graduated, right after he got the job, the nursing job, right before he went into the military, right after he came back. Okay? He has always had to go to Jamaica. So this time he was going to Jamaica because since he had been abroad in Korea, he had not seen his family, so he needed to go to Jamaica. So he goes to Jamaica. He takes the kids with him. I am here, fixing up the new house, getting everything together. He comes back. I don't see we have any problems. I don't have any problems. I've had different conversations before with people who have told me that he has cheated with them. There was one other female some years back when I was in Miami. She was in Jamaica and she told me that they, were together. They had been together intimately, and he bawled and he said it was a lie because in Miami I had found a stock of receipts where he was sending money to Jamaica. And when I went through the stock and saw the names, most of the money was going to the sister who was my friend. And he had sent money to two other people. And when I asked him who those two people were, he told me they were women who, he said one of them had like 5 kids and her husband was a fireman and he had an accident and died, and she was left with the 5 kids and he was helping her out. Come to find out, that was a big lie. The girl didn't even have children. The other one, I had called her to find out what was the relationship with him and her. She said she had been with him for 11 years and every time he came to Jamaica, they slept together and she was not going to stop. He said she was the wickedest person he'd ever met and how she was a liar and he had sent her money because she had begged him money because of she was sick or she had kids. Some story. And that's why he had sent her the money and he bawled and bawled and bawled about it. So, okay, then fine. So now he went to Jamaica. He came back, no problem. This is 2013 now, guys. Follow me. That October of 2013, he said to me he was going to Georgia to support his cousin. He had a cousin who was trying to be a reggae musician. He said the cousin was having a promotional show down there in Georgia that weekend. It was Columbus weekend, and he was going to go down there to go support the cousin. I didn't have a problem with that. I had a problem with him staying for 5 days and leaving me alone with the children. So he left that Thursday. He went to work. He said after work, he's driving to Georgia, and then he's going to come back Monday evening. That Thursday evening around close to midnight, he calls me and he says, Trev, me good. Me good, meaning he has reached where he was going. I said, okay. He started to make a fuss about, why you so and so? Oh, when I go to take care of my family, to help my family, to support my family, you're always giving me attitude. And when you go to Miami to support your family, I don't give you attitude. I said, goodbye. Hung up the phone. At that time, I went on a search, a wild goose search to find out exactly where he was at, wherever his phone was, and what was going on. I found that his phone was in Alabama. I found the female that he was with. I found the address, the female who was there, her phone number, everything. I said, oh, okay. So he told me he's in Georgia, but he's all the way in Alabama. He called me Friday. He called me all day. I never picked up the phone. He called me all night. He called me all of Saturday. I never picked up the phone. He called me all of Sunday. I never picked up the phone. On Monday, he called me Monday. I never pick up the phone. But around 5 o'clock Monday evening, I'm standing in the kitchen cooking. The garage door opens and he comes in. And as he comes in, he starts to cry. Trev, you see how you're wicked? You see how me I call you? Me I call you much near you know answer the phone. And me could have even a dead on the side of the road. And he bawled and he carried on and he carried on and he carried on. He bawled and he carried on. And guys, I don't look in his direction. He bawled, and I don't look in his direction. But a couple of days later, he come to me telling me, Mr. Trev, Mr. Tropical I go be a big star, you know. Tropical I go be a big star, you know. Mr. The man mash up the place, you know. The man mash up the place. Get away from me. I do not want to hear anything from you. I don't want to hear. So you say you don't support me, I support my family. Anyway, no. I do not want to hear. Why I didn't want to hear? I had already looked up Tropical that weekend on Facebook. Tropical was in Boston promoting a show. And this man was in Alabama with a woman and telling me he was in Atlanta with Tropical and coming to give me a story about how the show was. No, I don't want to hear anything from you. Get out of my face. So that weekend, I think it was the Saturday or the Sunday, he come back with the same story, telling me how Tropical are gonna be a big star and you know. I said, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Don't tell me anything because I don't want to hear. The man get mad and he take up the vacuum and fling it into the wall of the garage and jump into the car and drive away. I'm still standing there cooking my dinner. I'm not paying him no mind. About 30 minutes later, I'm in the kitchen and I heard, Harnett County Police, anybody home? So I said, the police. I looked out. There are two police officers standing by the garage, inside of the garage, just about to step up into the house. And I said, what's the problem? They said, they called my name and they said, they're looking for me because my husband called and reported that I had threatened him. So I am adamantly denying this because I know we did not have any argument pertaining to a threat. And the cop asked me, who has a weapon? I said, he does. He says, what argument you all had? So I told the cop that he had gone to Alabama, told me he had gone to Georgia and the whole thing. And I told the cops, I know that he was in Alabama with this woman, but he does not know that I know because I have not revealed to him that I know. But he's trying to tell me that he was in Georgia and he's trying to give me a story of the events in Georgia. And I know he is lying. So I tell him I don't want to hear anything from him. I showed the cops the hole in the wall where he threw the vacuum. So the cops are confused. So where did the threat come from? I said, I have no idea. And I said, I don't think my husband would do that. I don't think he would tell you I threatened him, knowing the implications of communicating a threat and what that could mean for my life, my livelihood, my license, my liberty, everything. I don't think he would do something that wicked. The cop said, well, he did, because that's why we are here. So the cop went on his radio and he called back to dispatch. He said, we are here with the suspect. Is the caller still on the line? Dispatch said, yes. The officer said to him, caller, we are here with your wife. You said your wife threatened you, right? He said, yes. The cop said, when she threatened you, what did she say? And what weapons did she use? The man said, oh, officer, I don't want a problem, I just want somebody to talk to her. The cop said to talk to her about what? You said she threatened you, and that's why we are here to investigate the threat. When she threatened you, what did she say, and what weapon did she use? And he said the same thing. Oh, officer, I don't want a problem. I just want somebody to talk to her. So the officer said, okay, I think I understand what's going on here. He hung up the call and he, gave me some words of advice. And he said, when he comes back, if any problems, don't be afraid to call us. He left. About 30 minutes, 1 hour later, the man comes home. I'm still in the kitchen, cooking. The man comes home. Soon as he comes in the house, Trev, you see what you make me have to do? You see me the work, you have to call police by you. And he's crying. The two little kids are sitting at the table looking at him. And I am cooking and I'm not paying him any mind. And he carry on. He did his Oscar winning act. And I'm cooking. He walked off, went upstairs. And then he came back when I'm finished cooking. We ate. Then I turned to him and I said to him, let me ask you something. Is this how this relationship is going to come to an end? Is it that you and I are going to have an agreement and somebody is going to hurriedly call the police, make up a story, tell a lie in order to send the other person to prison? Is this how this relationship is going to end? I want to know. But me a talk to you, and you don't want to answer me. I mean, I know what you're thinking. So you don't know what I'm thinking. So you call the police and tell them I threatened you. I said, listen, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking how you told me you were going to be in Georgia, but you were in Alabama. I was thinking how you told me you were going to be with Tropical, but you were with Miss Johnson. I was thinking how you told me Tropical was going to be with you in Georgia, but Tropical was in Boston promoting his show. That's what I was thinking. He was so shocked. He could not believe it. I told him the address he was at, the woman he was with, the phone number. He was shocked. And in his shock, he turned to me and said, let me tell you something, love us. Oh, really? Oh, so because you tell me you love women, so this is how you do it. I said, oh, okay. All right, no big deal. And he started a piece of bawling. And he bawled, and I just kept right past him and going about my business. Went on just about my business. A couple minutes after that, he came upstairs and he was saying, oh, he don't know what happened to him. And he don't know why he did this. And Trev, something is wrong with me. Something has to be wrong with me. I don't know why I keep cheating. Something is wrong. Trev, I swear I'm never going to do this again. And he's crying and he's crying. At this point now, he gave me the code for his phone. He said, Trev, see the code here for my phone. You can't go in on my phone and go to my phone, Trev. I promise you, I will never do this again. Oh my God. And he cried and he cried and he cried. December comes around. This is still 2013. December comes around. We are there still in the house. I saw where it looks like he's like trying. He's trying to maybe like stay on my good side, not to make me angry, not to do anything to make me upset. I don't know, but he's starting to look like he wants to act right. I don't know how else to say it. But I still have my eyes peeled back. I'm still sleeping with one eye closed and one eye open, because if this man could call the police and tell them I threaten him, what won't he do? And every time I bring it up, he turns it around on me and says, oh, I don't know how to forgive. And if he wanted to make me get in big trouble, he could have made me get into big trouble, because he could have followed up on it. How are you going to follow up on it? So you were going to tell some more lies to send me to prison. So now he's behaving as though I need to be grateful to him, because if he had provided more information to the police, if he had told them some more lies and make it seem real, I would end up in prison. So now I need to be grateful to him that he didn't make me go to prison. And I'm just looking at him like, what is this, God? What is this? But anyway, I'm still there. It's 2014. 2014 summer. It's the July. And I'm there one evening. He's in the bed sleeping, and I'm in the bed too. I'm sitting up in the bed. I'm reading a book. His phone is sitting between us. The phone is just going off, going off, going off, going off, going off, going off, going off. I'm like, wow, the phone is going off. What if something is wrong with his mom? Remember, he had given me the code since 2013, you know. So I picked up the phone, I opened the phone. Once I opened the phone, I saw where he had had a conversation with somebody earlier that evening. And the person said to him, listen, we had some great sex the other day. And he responded, yes, we sure did. Guys, I started to sweat. I said, oh my God. So he really did not stop. He really did not stop. This man is something else. So I texted the person, what the F? The person texts back like, HUM, something like that. I said my head just started swelling. I could not read the book anymore. So I started to crochet my blanket. And I'm just looking at him laying there in the bed. And I'm sitting there sweating. I'm just getting angrier and angrier. And then eventually, he woke up. When he woke up, he picked up the phone and he went to the bathroom. Then he came back into the room. When he's coming back, he looked at me like, Trev, why you look so? Apparently, he looked in the phone and he saw that I had seen what was there. Oh, Trev, why you look so? I said, we got to talk. Talk about what? Drop on the floor and put your hand on your head and start bawling. What? Trev, we have a confession to make. I said, what kind of confession you have to make? Oh, I cheated on you when I went to Jamaica last year. I said, oh, you cheated when you went to Jamaica last year, July. It's been 1 year now. So how come you are telling this person is telling you that you had some great sex the other day? 1 year ago is not the other day. And now the argument turned to my the other day and that woman's the other day could be a different time period. So that's where the argument is going. And I said, no, nobody's going to tell you you had great sex the other day when it was a year ago. The other day sounds more recent. And he made a big fuss and said I was blowing things out of proportion and it was last year trying to convince me. And then he threw the phone on the bed. And I got up and I said, you know what? Let me look in this phone. Maybe there are other things in this phone I need to see to help me make a decision about what's going on here. And as I reached for the phone, the man jumped up off the ground, grabbed me by my neck, and I fight me for the phone. So I'm holding out the phone. I want to keep the phone, and he's holding on to my neck. And I realized the man is squeezing me. I said, you're squeezing my neck. And I said, you know what? This is not the kind of life I want. But I realized the man is squeezing my neck. So I reached my other hand around and started squeezing him in the middle. And he squeezed my neck, and I'm squeezing the middle. And I'm squeezing the middle. And I'm squeezing the middle. And eventually I just said, you know what? This is not the kind of life I want to live. I threw the phone on the bed. He let go off of me, and I just walked out the room. As I'm downstairs, I can hear my name floating down the stairs, my full name. So I hurried back up the stairs, and when I come up the stairs, he's on the phone. And he says to the person on the phone, as soon as I walked in, yes, I said to him, is that the police you with on the phone? Because if that is the police, when they come tonight, you are going to jail. Immediately he said, no, I don't want any help. Everything is okay. I have everything under control. I said, oh, so you were really calling the police? You were really calling the police? Look at my neck. I said, and you were really calling the police? Really? So we had another argument about that. And I said, oh, so you are really intending to destroy me? You called the police last year, tell them I threatened you. Now you're calling the police again. So we had this argument. I said, listen, We need to come to an agreement and break up this marriage, because I refuse to be in a marriage where the police is being called all the time. The police is showing up at my door. My neighbors are looking out. I'm not in a ghetto. I don't plan to live like this. So I do not want any part of this. So we need to come to an agreement. I tell you, my friends, the man balling, and not leaving him marriage. And at one time he's gonna get married, and something seems to be wrong with him, and he need to go to counseling, and I need to come with him. No, I'm not. You have cheated in this marriage so many times, and I keep forgiving you, and you still coming back. Now you have escalated to calling the police, telling lies on me, and now you want me to go with you to counseling. I said, no, you need to go to counseling because you have a problem. I don't have a problem, so I'm not going to no counseling. Now he turned the conversation around on me. I says, I don't want to support him to go to counseling. I said, I've supported you enough. I took you in off the street. I sent you to school. I gave you a green card. I have supported you moving up in your career, in your life. I think I have done enough. What have I gotten back in return? Nothing. We got a child together. You call the police on me, tell a lie that I threaten you. No, you call the police again. I said no. You still have not given me back the money I paid for you to go to school. You still have not contributed to fixing the house in Miami that we talked about. So you have not fulfilled any of your promises in this relationship. But I have fulfilled all of mine. And now you're turning around calling the police trying to destroy me. Oh boy, he bawled and he bawled and he bawled. And he said I was seeing things wrong and I was saying things that wasn't true. All of that. And he wasn't leaving his marriage. He's not leaving his marriage. He's going to get counseling, etc., etc. Now, can you imagine, guys, my energy in this relationship is just warped. It has taken away all the life and the light and the laughter out of me. I am just an angry person. Like, I just can't deal with it. I just cannot. But I'm dealing. I'm carrying on. About 2 weeks after that, he asked me to go with him to go look at a Audi, a stick shift Audi. We talked about it, I agreed, and I went with him. Long story short, went with him. He drove the Audi. He said the Audi was nice. He was going to buy the Audi. He needed a co-signer. I ended up paying the $2,000. It was $4,000 for the down payment. I paid $2,000, he paid $2,000. And some people might say, why did you contribute to the car? Well, remember, I am driving the Dodge that he is paying for every month because he claims to have bought it for me. So I didn't think that it was so unfair if I contributed $2,000 to his dream car. So I did. I'm a fair person. I try to be as honest and reasonable as possible. So I paid the $2,000. He came home driving his Audi. Boy, the man is no trashful badazzle. Oh yes, nobody can talk to him. He says now he's coming out of the military and he's going to work his nursing license because the military don't pay enough money, and he could be making twice that amount as a nurse. I said, good, you have had that nursing license before you go in the military, so you should have chosen the nursing MOS. He chose an MOS for like mechanic or some foolishness like that. I said, now you have the license and it's going to waste. So he decided now he's going to leave the military and he's going to go work as a nurse. We agreed. He got out of the military. He started to send out applications. In October of that same year, we had some water problems. I told you the house in Miami very old. So the water pipes broke under the house and it was a whole mess. He went to Miami, looked at it. We got the insurance to go look at it. Everything. He found the person he said could fix it. Somebody was licensed and insured. He introduced the person to me. I agreed to use that person. We got the money from the insurance. He said, okay, we will pay this person half the money. Person wanted 5Gs. We paid the person that 5G. Now, this money I had put into the account that we had together in North Carolina. we no longer had an account together in Miami, because remember I told you that when I discovered that he was sending so much money to his sister, the man was camping all my money, sending it to his sister. And he had sent money to these two women in Jamaica. I said, no, 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 no. You and I, you're not going to have your name on my bank account, because look at the many thousands of dollars you have stolen and sent to your sister and to this woman. No. So I had taken his name out of my account. So when he had his own account at Wells Fargo, he had put my name on the account. But what I did not pay attention to is that on that account, he put his name, or my name. So it's his name or my name. You're going to find out later on why that is so significantly important.
All right, guys. So let me tell you why that is important. So whenever you have a joint account, if the joint account, you must pay attention to where the two names are. If it says or, if it says Yuda Sensational Easy or Joseph Brown, it means that both of you have independent full access to the account, which means that either Yuda or Joseph can go to the bank and close the account at any time. Either of you can perform any transaction on the account without the other one's knowledge. On the other hand, if the account says Yuda and Joseph, it means that neither of you can conduct a transaction without the other's permission. So you can't close the account without the other person. The other person has to be there, has to be informed, has to agree. But in my case, I didn't know that at the time. And the account said or his name or my name. And that's where he was able to suck me really, really, really good, because he was able to close the account behind my back and took every dime. When I went to the bank, the lady said the bank account had been closed. I went to the bank like July. She said the bank account had been closed since April. No, I didn't go to the bank all the time, because that money was the money to pay for the job in Miami. So I didn't have any reason to be going to the bank to be using that money. But at this time, I decided that I was going to go and take out the money and handle my business myself. And when I went there, the account was closed.
To agree that I'm going to be the financial support for your mother. So I said, you know what? You're so embarrassed and you're so ashamed, because you go behind me back and you file for your mother. You never say to me, say, Trev, you know, so I'm going to file for mommy today. I'm going to fill up the paperwork. So you're so ashamed that you can't even come to me and say to me, say, Trev, immigration say they want this and that. And that is a sign that you're not in. Go behind me back. And he had sent money to these two women in Jamaica. I said, no, 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 no. You and I, you're not going to have your name on my bank account, because look at the many thousands of dollars you have stolen and sent to your sister and to this woman. No. So I had taken his name out of my account. So when he had his own account at Wells Fargo, he had put my name on the account. But what I did not pay attention to is that on that account, he put his name, or my name. So it's his name or my name. You're going to find out later on why that is so significantly important. So he introduces me to this man, and this man is supposed to do the work. We get the check. I put the check in the bank account here in North Carolina, and the man starts the work. I go to Miami, I look at the work don't look right. I talk about it, that it doesn't look right. He says, I am making a big deal out of nothing. It's October of 2014, and his mother is supposed to be going out to get her visa. Now, I had promised him from the beginning of the marriage that I was going to petition for his mother, help him petition for his mother. He had gone beyond my back. He did it without telling me. But in August of 2014, I noticed him. He come to the table and he was like, I can't be bothered. He's talking to me, but he's not talking to me, if you know what I mean. He just comes and says, oh, yeah, I understand what is wrong with immigration. Every time I send the paperwork for my mom, they keep sending it back. I know they're telling me, but this is the last time they are sending it back. And if I don't send the right information, and I don't understand what kind of information they want, because I thought I provided all the information. He wasn't talking to me, because he didn't say, Trev, look at this. But me now with my nosy self, I said to him, what is it that immigration could want that you don't understand? That they have to be sending the paperwork back so many times. Let me take a look at it. So I took the paperwork and I looked at it. It said there in big, bold letters, they need evidence to prove that you are still married to Trevelyn. And she needs to provide the affidavit of support for your mother. And also, they need my tax returns. I said, it's written right here. So why you say you don't understand what immigration is asking for? They need me to fill up the paper, to sign the paperwork, and to agree to agree that I'm going to be the financial support for your mother. So I said, you know what? You're so embarrassed and you're so ashamed because you go behind me back and you file for your mother. You never say to me, say, Trev, you know, I'm going to file for mommy today. I'm going to fill up the paperwork. So you're so ashamed that you can't even come to me and say to me, say, Trev, immigration say they want this and that. And that is a sign that you're not in this marriage for real. Oh my God, the man ball and him carry on and him carry on. Oh my God, him ball. I said, you know something, I had already promised that I was going to help your mom to get the green card. So you know what? I'm going to do it out of the goodness of my heart. I say I'm going to still do it. But if it was for you alone, I don't do it because of the way you operate. I fill up the paperwork, send in my tax return. His mama got the invitation to go to the embassy for her visa. Got the appointment date for October 27th. I want you to keep note of those dates. They are going to be very important in this story. So now it's October 17th. He goes to Miami, he comes back. On his way back, he texts me, I got the job. That's it. So when he got home, I said to him, wow, imagine all that I've gone through to help you become a nurse, to get a job, all of this, and you got the job, and all you could text me was, I got the job. Wow. And he made a big deal about it and said I was creating a scene, and I was the one who was making a big deal out of nothing, because he did tell me he got the job, and even though it was via text and he did not call me, that should not be a big deal. But I was making a big deal about it. I said, okay, then fine. No problem. I will not make a big deal about it anymore. October 20 is my birthday. He comes home and he brought me a whole ensemble of Michael Kors. A Michael Kors shoes, a bag, a necklace, earring, bracelet, and watch. All Michael Kors. And he was telling me how, God has been good to him and how I have been so good to him. And he cannot believe that God would make him, meet somebody like me. And, he was just going on and on and on. And I need to forgive him because he knows that he has not treated me right and he has done bad things. And, I have been so good to him. And he went on and on and on and on and on. On the following morning was the 21st of October. I'm laying beside him in bed, and my phone makes a ping that says I have a notification. I took the phone from under the pillow and I looked at the phone. I see I have an email. I opened the email. The email was from my husband. My husband was laying right beside me. I opened the email, and this is what the email says. And I'm going to be reading the email for you just the same with the unedited version. The email says, I've been doing a lot of thinking over the past 6 years we've been together. And even more over the last few days. I've come to the conclusion that I love you, but I don't think I want to be in this relationship anymore. I know I have many flaws, which you have tolerated well. You have done for me way more than anyone else has done, which I appreciate. I cannot thank you enough. Through it all, I've contributed my fair share of effort, time, and energy to this relationship. I know you are not oblivious to my actions, and it's obvious that I've never been totally here. I do my best to make our marriage work, but at the end of the day, I'm not truly happy. Have said this before, which made you really mad, but it's the truth. I don't like the constant accusations, even when I'm innocent of everything. I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be. I have an emptiness that keeps coming back, which needs to be filled. I hate the fussing and fighting, which is something you seem to enjoy. I would never think of getting physical with you, but you are always eager to get physical with me. July 16th, you hit me in front of the kids, which I played down. That's not the life I want to live. Fighting shouldn't be your only resort. If I was the fighting type, we'd be at it so many times. I did dial 911 when you hit me, and I had all right to. I repeatedly told you the other night that you were hurting me, and you squeeze and pull on me even more. For what? I can't have fun. I've been in pain since then. I can't live my life like this anymore. I went to Miami to do your business and got it done. So what if I went out a few nights? I'm not the type to sit in the house all day, especially if I'm in Miami for a few days. I know you are going to be mad, but unless we are going to talk about this like two mature adults, I don't want to talk. You may hate me after this, but I don't hate you and wouldn't try. I wouldn't want what we are going through to affect the kids. We created a beautiful, smart daughter from our union, and I want only what's best for her. She means everything to me. I know this is nothing you are going to accept readily, and I understand if you are upset. I just ask that you consider my feelings as well as yours. I want to be myself. I feel like I've been living a lie. I just want to disappear. I've read all the things you have written about me as it relates to our marriage, the fear of infectious disease I may bring on you, etc. The distasteful adjectives you have used to describe me leads me to wonder, why are you still in this? I'm puzzled at times. I'm sorry for the pain I have caused. I'm ready to talk when you are. And this email is dated Tuesday, October 21st, 2014 at 7:32 a.m. So that is the email he sent me on the morning after my birthday, accusing me of fighting him and accusing me of being an aggressor, something I was never aware of. Because I told you, he and I have never had a physical fight except that time I told you in July when the person sent the message, when I looked in the phone and saw the message and we had that situation. But we did not have a volatile relationship where we were fighting and cursing. No, we did not. And here he is talking about me writing about being afraid. Of course, yes. I had written something on the computer. I wrote a note to him. I said, I am deathly afraid of this marriage because you continue to cheat. You continue to lie. You are not behaving like a grown man. And I am deathly afraid that you might bring diseases in here on me. I am deathly afraid. And I told him exactly how I felt. And he cried and pretended as though I was the problem. I said I was blowing things out of proportion. And I was doing this and I was doing that and the third. And he was trying to be better. And now he is telling me that he has never been truly here. And he has been living a lie. The same man who has been crying throughout the entire marriage when I told him, if you don't want to be here, nobody's forcing you. Take your things and leave peacefully. And he has been crying and saying, if I did not want you, I would not ask you to marry me. And now he is telling me that he has never been truly here. And he has been living a lie. Now tell me, this is the same person. So when I asked him about what the letter entailed, the man get mad and start telling me, you know what it said? You know what it said? It said me don't want you. You can't read. He took off his ring and him dash it away. And the ring dropped in the drawer and said, take that. Me don't want that. Me done with you. I said, what? What? Man said, me done with you. Me get everything me did want and me done with you. And you could have even dead for all I care. And all the conversation me have after this is if you take your things and get the fuck out of my house. Because of my house and my VA loan buy it. I said, what? Guys, I was so shocked. I started to tremble. The tears started rolling. My stomach upset. My head started hurting. I don't know what else to do. But I grabbed myself together and I said to him, so when did you know that you did not want this marriage? He said, from the owner. I said, from the owner? You remember how you cried when you asked me to marry you and I said no? You remember how you cried and how you begged me and how you took me to the pastor and went on your knees and you remember? He said, yes, remember. I said, and now you look at me and tell me that you knew at that time that you really didn't want the marriage? He said, yes, remember. I said, so I was trying to be a voice of reason, guys. I was trying to reason with the guy because it was so unbelievable. I couldn't understand the aggression and the animosity with which he was coming at me. I was in shock. The man started telling me, Kupa, you, who could we want you? I'm 100% sure me never want my green card. Me not ask you to marry me because you're not my type. Kupa, you're old and you're ugly. And you have your ching bag a picnic them. I said, what? Guys, I tell you, the words that came out of his mouth to me that day, so despicable, so unbelievable. I have never in my life encountered a man who was willing to stand up and look at me and call me those names. Dog, junk, the names were just so horrific. It was unbelievable. And I turned to him and I said, you see somebody like you, it is because of people like you why they have the show called Snapped. Because of people like you. Because if I was not fortified this morning, if I was not fortified the way I have been, this would be a big drop-down fight. But I see that is the fight you want and that is the fight you're not going to get. Because I don't fight. I've never fight. I've never had a fight in my life. Except I have squabbles with my siblings, but I've never gone out and me and a person punching fists and fighting each other. Never. Not as a child and no, not as an adult. I've been with a man before who has introduced violence. And what I do, I leave the relationship. Right away. I leave the relationship because I'm not going to be in a relationship where you're punching me and slapping me. No, 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 no. And this man and I had never had any punching and slapping in our relationship. So that's why we had come this far. So now that he got everything he wanted and he no longer wanted me, now we think it was time for a fight. But I don't fight, so he didn't get what he was looking for. Now he started to accuse me of fussing and fighting. And I said, no, man, something is wrong. This man is crazy. Because this is the same person who called the police and said I threatened him. And then he called the police again when we had the little wrangles about the phone. So this man is up to something. And I tell you guys, that morning the man cursed. He went on for hours cursing me. And I just sat there and bawled my eyes out. Bawled my eyes out. And the more he wasn't getting what he wanted, the more he escalated the cursings and involved my kids and started saying the ugliest things. Because he wanted to, the more he escalated, he expected me to jump up and start a fight and hit him. I just sat right here on the bed and bawled and look at him as he paced around the room and cursed and carried on. He was hoping for a fight. As days went on after that, I got terribly, terribly, terribly uncomfortable. I had never cried that much in my life. I cried morning, I cried noon, I cried night. I could not believe that I had been scammed like this. I could not believe it. And every day I wake up, it's another round of tracings, another round of quarrels and name calling, and it was just terrible. Some days I couldn't take it anymore. I had to lash out back and say things back to him some days. But that's not what he wanted. He wanted a physical altercation. He walked around the house with his gun in his waist. And he's quarreled and he's telling me, when I'm quarreling back, he's like, no quarrel, touch up, come touch me, and beating on his chest. I touch up, come touch me, as though he wanted a fight. Like he was itching for a fight. He wanted to punch me in the face or he wanted to shoot me or something. He was just carrying on. He wanted a fight. And I don't fight. I don't initiate fight. If you put your hand on me, the best you're going to get me, I'm going to bite you. But I'm not going to initiate hitting you. And so it went on the 27th of October, 2014, was the day his mom went to the embassy. He came home that day and he was like, my mother get our visa. My mother get our visa. My mother come here. My mother said she not come here. She not come live with you in here. So you better take your things and come out. But if you know when you leave, because my mother come and she not live with you. I know I'm not leaving. So you and your mother can go somewhere else, but I know I'm not leaving. And if you want me to leave out of this house, you are going to have to pay me back at least the money I used to send you to school. Because if I put on paper all that you owe me, you cannot pay me. I left and went to Korea. It was a year and a half I did not work. Calculate how much I make per year, plus a half of that I sacrificed having gone to Korea with you. Calculate how you came into my house with nothing. You lived under my roof, my food, my water, my light, all of that. Calculate it. The money I paid for your school fee, even before we were married. Calculate it and calculate how much I spent on you afterwards. And when you are ready to talk about that and pay me back, then we can talk about me coming out of this house. But you think I'm going to come to America and struggle and suffer so hard and turn around and help you to become somebody, for you to tell me to get out of your house and I'm going to take a bag and pack my 2 little things in there and walk out of here? That will never happen. And so the quarrelings continued, guys. It continued. January, of 2015, the mom came and it was a different energy in the house. After she came, he kept asking me every day, when you leaving? When may I leave, God? I'm not leaving. You leave. You take your mama and your child and leave because I ain't leaving. Went on and on and on, and every day I needed to leave. April comes around. That's April of 2015. He sends the little boy to Jamaica. He says, oh, he's going to some kind of promotion training in Texas. And he's sending his son to Jamaica because he don't trust me leaving his son here with me. And the mom was gone at this time, I think went to New York. Fine with me, no big deal. He sent the child to Jamaica to his mom. June, he left, he went to Texas. All the time he was in Texas, he kept calling me and texting me and telling me, oh, now that he's in Texas, he got a chance to think about our marriage and he wished that I could forgive him. No. After you have called me out my name, ask any man who has ever dated me, what is my stance on name calling and hand raising? Anytime you call me out of my name, I do not ask any other questions. I do not have any problems leaving you. No. Never had a problem. I don't have a problem leaving you. You do not call me out my name and you do not raise your hand and you do not raise your voice. No. Keep moving. Keep moving. I never had a problem with anybody. Once they raise their hand, I'm gone. And you go your way and I go my way and we all at peace. No problems. And now, this man is going to tell me that we should come back, we should be back together. I said, no. No, absolutely not. We will not be together. And he went on and on and on and on and on. This was 2015 summer. He came back and he's still telling me that we are supposed to be together. And I said, no, we are not going to be together. I stuck to my guns because of how disrespectful you have been calling me out by name and telling me to come fight you like you have that with your gun in your waist, like you're getting ready to shoot me and doing all of that. No. Can't happen. So I went on. And what I didn't tell you all about was the Hyundai, the car. In 2014, December 19th, 2014, that day was a Friday. I'll never forget. And that man cursed me that Friday. And when he was finished cursing me, he was leaving. He said, make sure when I come back, you're not in my house. Take your things and come out of my place. And he left. In the night, I am there. I bawl myself to sleep. There's a knock on the door. It's the police. The police come and said they found the Hyundai Sonata somewhere on fire. When the police told me that, I thought, really? The Hyundai Sonata, he had told me the Hyundai Sonata was in the shop. So I thought somebody from the shop maybe drove the car and something happened. The police ran the tag and came and said the car was from this address. So I texted him after the police left and I said, the police was here, they said they found the Sonata on fire. And some people might say, why you text him and you are angry at him? Yes, I'm angry at him, but if the car is my investment too. I paid off the money for the car. So if somebody's going to take the car and burn it up, of course I'm going to have a conversation with him about it. So he texted me back. And right after he texted me back, he called me. And when I answered the phone, I said the police was here. And they said they found the Hyundai Sonata on fire somewhere. His first response was, that was quick. And I said, what do you mean? That was quick. He said, don't worry about it. I will take care of it. I said, okay, fine. When he got home that night, as mad as I am, I asked him what happened to the Hyundai. He said to me, he went to a restaurant with the Hyundai and somebody stole it. The restaurant he said he went to was a mile from the house. I said he went to a restaurant and somebody stole the Hyundai. So you left here driving the Audi. You told me the Hyundai was in the shop. So when did you pick up the Hyundai from the shop? He said he picked up the Hyundai earlier that week. So where was it? Because he didn't bring it home. He said, I left it on Fort Bragg. I said, Fort Bragg is 12 miles away. So you drive the Audi to Fort Bragg, pick up the Hyundai, drove back within 1 mile of the house. Someone stole the car at the restaurant within 1 mile of the house. How did you get back to Fort Bragg? Because you came back home driving the Audi. He said, oh, wait, we're talking about, we're talking about women. I'm just asking you because I want to understand the series of events so that whenever or if ever I have to repeat it, it makes sense to me before I repeat it. So I want to know, how did you get back from the restaurant within 1 mile of the house to get back to Fort Bragg, which is 12 miles down the road, to come back home driving the Audi? That's all I'm asking. Boy, I had just bought myself another round of cussings because he don't know what I was trying to say, and he was so mad. He cussed and he cussed. I said, okay, I'll leave it alone. The police had called me and asked me about the car. I said, I did not know. I only repeated to them what he told me. At one point, I called the police to find out what was going on with the investigation. The person I spoke to, he said he was the investigating officer, and he said to me, oh, I was hoping you could tell me what happened to the car. And I thought that was like, really? And I said, well, I can't tell you more than what my husband told me. And I repeated it to him. And he said he went to a restaurant, someone stole the car. And the cop said, well, we are still investigating. I said, okay. I left it alone. Insurance company called me. They asked me if we have financial problems, all those things. No, we don't. Okay, because they are, running their investigation before they pay out the money for the car. Okay, fine. He's gonna say to me, Trev, if anybody call you and ask you about the car, do not answer any questions. Send them to me. So I said, well, you don't have to tell me that, because what question am I going to answer? I wasn't with the car. I don't know the circumstances. All I can do is repeat what you said. You said you went to a restaurant out the street and somebody stole the car. So that's all I can repeat, because I don't know anything else. He said, well, don't answer any questions. Just send them to me. I said, okay, fine. So that's what I did. So now it's 2015. And every time I'm asking him about the car, what the insurance company said, did they pay you any money? He says the insurance company not pay him the money, and them are itch. Every time he called them to find out what happened to the money, they're giving him a lot of argument, and he cannot be bothered. So it's as though he's abandoning the claim. So I said, okay then, fine, because I don't have the information to go fight for the claim. And the insurance is in both our names, but the car is only in his name. So he's leaving it alone. I am leaving it alone. In the summer of 2015, I went to the bank. And when I went to the bank and swiped my card, there wasn't any money. The lady eventually told me that my husband had closed the account and taken out all the money. Remember, guys, the money that was in the account was the money I got for the fixing of the house in Miami. When I went to Miami, if you see the mess the man did down there, did not finish the work until this day, 2022. Did not finish the work, made a mess, made my house worse than it was before. And the man I was married to gave this man that he claimed is his friend $5,000, and the man did the work, and he took the other $5,000 and left me without the money to fix my house. The same man I picked up off the street, sent to school, and did everything for to make him into somebody. Guys, learn your lesson from my experience. So, 2015 October, he wants me he's gonna have a party for my birthday with all his friends, and his mom is here, and his sister came up from Jamaica. No, thank you. No, thank you. I do not want a birthday party from you. No. That turned into a big scene. Boy, he cussed me and him carry on and him cussed me and me stay bad and me no forgive and me no forget nothing and how me fi forgive how me no forgive and me expect to be forgiven and all of this and then throw a Bible verse after me. I don't care. I don't care. Me not throw the Bible verse after me. Me not going. End of story. What I want to talk about is my money that you stole out of the bank and the money I spent to send you to school and give you immigration papers. And now you're coming to leave me telling me that you're done with me because you get everything you want. And I could have even dead for all you care. I know you want me to come to a restaurant with you. Because you don't eat. No, I'm not going anywhere. No, no, no. If we can talk about my money, pay me back my money, then we can have a conversation. But I don't want to go to no restaurant with you. He cussed and he carried on and he said I was angry and I was all kinds of nonsense. I did not care. I did not care. And I was making him look bad in front of his friends and his family because he already told his family that we were going to go out for my birthday. I don't care about you looking bad in front of your family. I'm not going. I'm not going. No. After you cuss me out and class me and carry on and call me all these dirty names, you want me to make you look good in front of your family? Oh, no. So anyway, 2015 runs off. It's the end now of, no, before 2015 runs off, it's October 27th and his sister is leaving to go back to Jamaica. I'm here that morning, I'm sitting in the living room and I'm knitting a blanket. His mom is upstairs. His sister comes in and she goes upstairs. He comes home from work, pass by me, don't say hello, don't say nothing. He goes upstairs, all three of them upstairs whispering. I don't know what they're whispering, but they are locked in my bedroom whispering. So I picked up my keys, jumped in my car, and I left. You know, you feel so uncomfortable in your own home. So I left. When I left, I went out into the little plaza, sat there, it was raining, and I was knitting my blanket. Soon after, I saw the doors of my car open. He comes in, he takes up my keys, because apparently he has the spare key, and he used the spare key to open up the car. So he left with the car, with the keys, with both keys. So now I'm left, I cannot drive the car home. So I said to myself, he's been doing some cruel things, lately. How much more cruel can he get? But I don't think he would really leave me out here. I don't think. I still wanted to have hope that he was a good person. I still wanted to believe that this man had a little bit of goodness in him. I still wanted to believe that after everything I had done for him, he was going to see in himself that no, I cannot be so wicked to Trev. She had done too much good for me. She had never done me wrong. So I cannot do all this wickedness to her. But I was wrong again. I ended up staying out there for 9 hours in the rain. I eventually called the police to take me home. The police came and they came to the house and asked him to give them the key so I could come home with the car. And he tell him, not giving them the key. I'm not giving them the key because they don't have a warrant and it's his car. Remember, guys, the car is in his name. But I have a power of attorney for the car that he had given me in Korea. Now it's 2015. But the power of attorney has expired. The power of attorney was for 3 years. And I got it in 2012. So no, it is expiring. It is just about expired now. He told the police he's not giving them the key. So the police came back and told me, he said he's not giving them the key, so the only thing they can do is give me a ride home. Police give me a ride home. I keep telling myself that I don't think he's this wicked. I keep telling myself, I don't think he's this cruel. I come home, the mother gonna ask me, how you get home? I said, the police dropped me home. And she's acting like she's sorry for me. Anyway, day one passed. I noticed the car comes back and then the car disappears from the house. I said, he looked like he take the car, go park it, maybe at one of his friends or somebody. He removed the car from the house. Car never came back. November comes around. I said, wow, when I'm going to work, I have to be calling my friends to drop me to work, to drop me home. I said, no, stop. I've been in America way too long for me to be here. And this man I picked up off the street to be treating me like this. We have to be calling people to drop me at work and begging them to drop me home. No, 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 no. So I said, I am not going to go through this. The next morning I left work, I asked one of my friends, drop me. Not at home this morning, but at the car dealer. She dropped me at the car dealer. I bought a brand new 2016 Dodge Journey with 5 miles on it. The man looked at my credit. My credit was 7 something. He said, you don't even have to give me any down payment. Take the car and go. When I came home, guys, the man cursed me, how me wicked, and me go buy car. And I believe he was in his mind. He hoped that things would be different in the form of where he would have been the shoe, my shoe would have been on his foot, where he would have been the person who helped me and took care of me. And I was being ungrateful because the man was now calling me ungrateful and wicked and all of these things. So he was trying now to project himself onto me. And pay him no mind. A few days later, the man come to me and say, he need me to go to counseling with him because something is wrong with him and he needs to go to counseling. Why you want me to go to counseling with you? The counselor called me and said he has appointment set up for me, and apparently he was using the job's employee assistance to send him to counseling. He and I work the same job at the same hospital, the same military hospital. So he wanted me to go with him to the counseling. So I decided, all right, I'm going to go. Let me go to the counseling and here. We went to the counselor and I said my piece. The counselor said, you know, what were my thoughts and everything. I said, well, we don't have a relationship. The relationship is over. After he sent me that email and cursed me and told me he was 100%, he only asked me to marry him because he wanted the green card and he was done with me. He got everything he wanted and I could even die for all he cared. And after he had said all those injurious words to me, there was no way he and I was going to have a relationship. The only thing I wanted was for us to come to an agreement as to how we were going to end this marriage peacefully. That's all I wanted. And he wants me out the house, but I'm not leaving out the house unless he can pay me back all that money that I have spent bringing him this far. So if he's not talking about my money, we are not talking about me leaving the house. So he will have to do something to me and make them take me out feet first. But it will not be that I walk out by myself. And I made that quite clear to the counselor. The counselor said to him, what does he want? He said, I've been done. The counselor said, but you're the one who brought her here. So they had that conversation. I was just like, you know something, ma'am? I don't see any reason for me even to be here. I don't even know why I came. I picked up my pocketbook, said goodbye, and I was on my way. A couple days later, I'm at work, and this big bouquet of flowers arrives at work. The bouquet of flowers has my name on it, and all my co-workers are in awe, like, wow, Trev, you get bouquet of flowers. I looked at the flowers, and there's a card on the flowers, my friends. And the card says, Happy Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2008. For those of you who have been following my story, you may already know, but let me tell those of you who may not have heard before. How that came about is that in March of 2008, when he was begging me and on his knees begging me to marry him, I had said to him, imagine, it's March now when you're on your knees begging me to marry you. Valentine's Day just passed by and we weren't together, we didn't have a relationship, but just because of how good I have been to you, and you were here with me, you see, I didn't have any man, nobody was here, nobody came here. You could have bought me a sprig of rose. I said, Trev, here is a rose, it's Valentine's Day, with no romantic connection to it. You didn't do that. But here it is, it's March, and you're on your knees telling me how much you have been in love with me. And when I had said that to him, he said to me he had $5 in his pocket on Valentine's Day, and he could use it to buy roses for me. And I still, with that hell of a red flag, I still went ahead and married this guy. And now it's November 2015, and the man brings me a bouquet of flowers to my job. And he writes on the card, Happy Valentine's Day, February 14, 2008. How much more cruel can you get? My friends were all saying like they would throw it at him and they would do this. No, 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 no. I brought the bouquet home, I snipped the roses and I stick them in my garden. One of them catch, I still have it growing right now. Until this day, one of them catch out there and I still have that roses growing out there and blooming. Oh yes. I came home and I said to him, wow, there's just no end to your kind of cruelty. Who does this kind of thing? Oh, well, you said me never give you no flowers in a 2008. When me ask if you married me, you said me never give you no flowers. So now me give you the flowers. So, okay. Couple days after that, the man come to me and tell me, so what we're gonna do now? Because I already went to see a lawyer. I don't care what you're gonna do. You could go and see all the lawyers in Fayetteville for all I care. It don't matter to me. Because I know this relationship it cannot go any further. Will never. A few days later, I received the letter from his lawyer talking about I need to come in and talk to him or whatever. What am I going to see your lawyer for? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So it went on. It went on. November ended. December. January is 2016 now, and he tells me he's going to Jamaica. He wants me to drop him at the airport. No, sir. You can go if you want, but I'm not going to drop you at the airport. So he leaves. 2 days after he leaves, I get a letter in the mail. The letter is a discovery from a Discovery credit card. They say it's a Discover credit. I know that I don't have a Discover credit card, and until then, I didn't know of him having one either. So I'm sending the paperwork, giving the kids these envelopes, these, mail to go shred. So the kids love to shred the mail. So I give the kids the mail to go shred. Once the little boy was running off with this envelope, I saw statement enclosed on it. And I said, bring that back. When I looked at it, it was the plane ticket for him and a female. They were going to Jamaica. That was what was in the envelope. The receipt for the 2 plane tickets. So guys, I called him in Jamaica. I said, oh, okay. So you already have your woman. You go to Jamaica with her boy, guys. The man give me a piece of tracing. I said him tell me say him no want me and me no for business with whoever I'm with. Him can be with whoever I want, I go wherever I want, and he carry on and carry on. I know at that point, as a woman, you feel hurt, you feel injured, like here you are with this man that you tried with, that you did so much for, and this man is just treating you like plain garbage. Like my stomach just could not take it. So for the whole week that he was there, I called him and texted him, sent him voice message, and he called me and cussed me and traced me, and it was just a big old back and forth. Just a messy back and forth for that week. But anyway, I decided, Trev, it's over. You gotta do what you gotta do and get yourself out of this relationship. So I went to see my own attorney. The day when I'm sitting in the office with my attorney and I'm explaining to him, I'm talking to him and all of that, and I'm telling him, I'm giving him the letter that I received from my husband's attorney and stuff, my phone rings. And I look at it and it's him. I opened the phone and on speaker so my attorney could hear what he was saying. And he started telling me, that his flight had a layover in Miami and he was leaving Miami at 8 o'clock that night and his flight was going to get to Raleigh at around 11:58 and he wanted me to pick him up. And my attorney was saying after I talked to him and he goes, Trev, man, don't worry yourself. When we come and me you talk about everything and whatever. And I said, you just went to Miami with a woman, went to Jamaica with a woman, and you calling me to pick you up at the airport. Oh, Trev, man, don't worry yourself. And he was talking so nice and so sweet. When I hung up the phone, the attorney said to me, is that the same man who sent you these boys' messages all week? I said, the same man. He said, that cannot be the same person. Yes, it is the same person. Yes, it is the same person. My attorney could not believe it. So I came home, got myself together, and I kept thinking, should I go pick him up? Should I not? Should I go? Should I not? I said, you know something? Let me go to sleep. I lay down on the bed. I went to sleep. And as I was sleeping, my friends, I had the strangest dream. In the dream, it seems like I am in Jamaica, and I am running down the street. And there's a lady, there's my neighbor. She had been in England for many years since I was a child. I've never seen that woman. I think she died and buried in England. And she's sitting on her veranda and she looked and she saw me running past and she said, Trev, where are you going this time of the night? And I said, I'm going to the airport to pick up so and so. And she said to me, you alone this time of the night? Don't go by yourself. Let Clive follow you. Clive is her son. And at the same time, she said, let Clive follow you. I saw Clive coming around the side of the house with his key heading into his bus. And at the same time, I stepped on something sharp, run up in my foot. I sat down and I started to try to take out whatever it was in my foot. Clive put the keys in the ignition of the bus. And when you put the keys in the ignition and you don't start the bus, you don't start the engine, it makes that sound, ping, 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 ping sound. Okay, so the bus is making that ping, ping, ping sound. And Clive got out of the bus and come to help me to take out whatever is in my foot because I am screaming. His mom is sitting on the veranda still watching. We tried and we couldn't take out whatever it was that was in my foot. I know my uncle always played domino a few houses down. So I said to Clive, go down there and tell my uncle to come help me take this out of my foot. Clive ran off to go find my uncle, and I'm continuing to dig the thing out of my foot. I had a uncle who had died about 2 years prior. My uncle came up to me. I saw my uncle's spirit, the one that was dead. And he had his machete over his shoulder and his little bag, just the same way he would when he was coming from his field. He said to me, Trev, what happened to you now? I said something in my foot, I can't take it out. He looked over on my foot, he said, Trev, whatever it is in your foot, nobody cannot help you take it out. You have to take it out yourself. I said, my God. Okay. And he kept on walking. Clive didn't come back and his mom is sitting on the veranda watching me. I jump up out of the sleep. When I woke up out of the sleep, I look on my phone. My phone has over 16 missed calls from my husband. I can still hear the ping, 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 ping sound. I can still hear it. Ping, 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 ping sound, just like I was hearing with the keys in the ignition. So I jumped up and realized that, yes, I am awake. I'm not dead. I started to walk down the staircase and I didn't hear anything anymore. I look through the window. I don't see any vehicle. As I'm going down the stairs, I stop and I'm listening. I heard the back door bust down. It was the man. He come in. He bust down the back door and come in. Once he got in, he started to curse. Said, oh, you are wicked. Do you think I would do this to you? Imagine I've been calling you to come pick me up. You never came. You think I would do this to you? And he's cursing and he's cursing and he's cursing. And I said, really? You wouldn't do that to me, but you went to Jamaica with another woman? You took away my car and leave me on the side of the road? You would not leave me at the airport? Really? And he cursed and he cursed. All right. No fight. Leave it alone. A couple of days later, I received a Facebook message from an individual. It was a woman in Jamaica. And she told me that, she has been calling my husband. He hasn't been answering his phone. I need to tell him that it's such and such a person who is calling him. He needs to answer the phone. I'm so angry and everything. I'm not trying to entertain this woman. So what I did was, I just sent her a little emoji thing and kept it moving. Lo and behold, A few days later, I got another dream. Yes, man, I am a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I got a dream. And in that dream, I am walking towards a building that appears to be a church. And I have my daughter in my hand, and she's a baby. And as I walked towards the building, I saw my son's dad. My son's dad had passed away. I saw him standing inside of the church. As I'm walking up to him, he says to me, Trev, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. Now you're going to watch me, and whenever the coast is clear, I am going to leave. Leave right behind me. Give me the baby. And he took the baby. When I'm looking around the church, there is a pastor up at the front wearing a long robe. There are two deacons talking to the pastor. And the people inside of the church, they all look like criminals. Somebody might say, oh, criminals look. Well, I'm not going to discuss that now. But they all look like criminals. And so I'm looking around like, what kind of church? Where? What? And then all of a sudden, my son's father says, let's go. And he dashes through the door. And I dash behind him. And then I realized as I got outside that I'm wearing one foot of slippers. I turn around to get the other foot of slippers. And when I held my head up, my ex was gone with my child. And I woke up out of the sleep. I called my mom and I told her the dream. She said to me, Trev, you are in that marriage. You are looking at everything that you have done for this man. And you are grieving over it, just like you are grieving over the one foot of slippers. Because of the one foot of slippers, you didn't get to escape out of the church. You need to forget about the one foot of slippers and get yourself out of that marriage and come back to Miami. Come home. Take your children and come home. And don't stop there and make that man kill you. Guys, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My mom kept telling me, come home. That morning, she said, come home, Trev. Don't stop there and make that man kill you. But that's what that dream is representing. You staying in that marriage, looking at everything that you have done. And that is why you refuse to leave. Don't worry about the house. Come out of the house. And I said, no, it's not going to happen. So that morning, as was the custom at this time, he and I have been living back on like separate lives. So when he comes in to the house, I'm always dressed. So as soon as he comes in, I leave. Whenever he leaves to go to work, I'm in the house. But as soon as he comes home, I am gone. And that's how we have been living ever since he got back from Jamaica. So anyway, that morning, I went down the stairs and the computer had an alert on it to say that there was an email. So I stopped to read the email. And as I'm sitting there, he gets home from work. And he gets home and he stops by the computer as well. I'm sitting there with the mouse in my hand, looking at the computer, trying to navigate to see what's going on. He comes up, he starts to fight me for the mouse. And I'm begging him, just leave me alone. Don't touch me, don't talk to me, just go on about your business. He's fighting me for the mouse. The fight escalates. He kicks the office chair across the room. I grab the office chair, run back to the computer because now my mind is telling me that there is something on the computer that he wants to see. And I am ensuring that he's not going to see it this morning. So when I come back, he's fighting me for the mouse, put his hand around me, trying to get the mouse. I beat him. He kicked the thing again. Just an ugly fight. He kicks the chair again. And by this time now, the chair breaks. And I get a cut on the back of my leg. I got up and I just whacked him with the ring on my finger. As soon as I whacked him, he had 911 on speed dial. He called the police, and you should hear that man bawl. My wife is beating me! My wife is beating me! You should hear him bawl, acting like the biggest victim ever. So the police came. Police came. He was bleeding at the corner of the eye. So the police handcuffed me. They took me down to the cop car. I am crying. And he is telling me, Trev, go on with them. Don't cause no more problem. Go on with them. And he's standing there with his phone and he has his face like he's such a victim. When I went down to the police car, police have me there standing outside and he's trying to talk to me and he's asking me what is going on and I'm just upset and crying and I'm saying, I don't care anymore. You know, you reach this point of self-loathing. You have been trampled down for so long, you just want to die. And the police kept saying something is wrong. And he kept looking in his car at his computer. And I couldn't tell what he was looking at. But he kept looking at the computer. I said, something is not right here, ma'am. Something is not right. You need to tell me what is going on. I don't know what's going on. Just take me to jail because I don't care. Then the police did something. He went on his radio and he called. He said, send me back up. And before long, another police officer was there. The two of them were talking to each other. I couldn't hear what they were saying. But I heard when the first officer said to the second officer, take him too. The second officer walked up the hill of the driveway and slapped the handcuffs on him as he was standing in the garage. He was so shocked. So the two of us ended up going to the pokey that day. Yes. You're going to find out why that is so significant. That the two of us got to go to the pokey that day. We came back that day. My friend picked me up, dropped me home. We came back. You believe me that man is going to come into me to embrace me for a hug? Talking about, oh, Trev, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Because what I did to you today was the worst thing I could ever do. I said, get away from me. Don't try to hug me. Because you are just upset that you got to go too, that they took you as well. You intended for me to go because you see, in 2013, you called the police. You said I threatened you. That was a lie. In 2014, July, you called the police on me. And then you told them, no, they didn't need to come. You had everything under control. When I told you if they came, you were going to go to jail. All right? Now it's 2016 and you come in here fighting me for the mouse and then you turn around and call the police again and crying, talking about your wife is beating you, and now you're coming to tell me you are sorry? No, you are not sorry. You're just sorry that they took you down too. So that was what happened on the day we got arrested.
Wow, guys. Jesus, Savior, I like me. You see why I couldn't, yeah, see why I couldn't speak it? I couldn't speak it to y'all while I am on the line. No, I couldn't. I had to pre-record it because I want to just leave it like that. I don't want to have to be speaking it out of my mouth. I want to have to speak it out of my mouth anymore. I just want to just leave it there. And if I need to use it, I play it off of that, but I won't be saying it. But that was just, that's not even, I tell you, boy, I've been through hell in this here America here. I've been through hell in this here America here. Okay? Through hell. All right? And I'm not going to tell you all know what happened after we came back from the pokey that day. That is going to be for another day when we do another painting and story. Yeah, another day. I will continue from right there because the story does get more intense and it will take you all the way up to the point of the actual divorce and what happened afterwards. Because a lot happened. A lot happened. And every time the devil came at me, every time the devil came at me, God showed me the devil coming before he got there. Every single time. And that was how I ended up escaping from the grips of Satan himself, because God was on my side. And I don't know if I deserved him to be on my side. I don't know if I deserved him, but it's not even about whether or not I deserved it. It's just that he saw the injustice and he was not going to sit down and let it happen, considering considering all the evidence and everything else that was happening. I don't claim to be an angel, but I am pretty close. Because when it comes to treating people ugly and treating people like they are nobodies, that is not me. I will go out of my way to ensure that every human being around me in my space is taken care of. But this experience has taught me that sometimes you have to walk away from people, which I have learned to do, not to my pleasure, much to my chagrin, but I have had to walk away. I have had to turn my back on people for whom I have been there, and they have shown me no form of gratitude. They have shown me that they would not have a second thought if a spear was put in their hand and they were told, this spear belongs in Trev's back. They would not give it a second thought, regardless of who I was to them. And those people I have had to cut off and say, you know what? God's got me. I'm going to move on and I'm going to leave all of this behind. So when we come back another day, today is what, Wednesday? It's into Thursday morning. It's not going to be Friday night, because Friday night I go to work. But it might be, it's a good night for y'all. It's going to be another night. I'm off tomorrow night, as in Thursday night. But whenever I come back on Paint and Tail, I will give you the rest of that saga that I went through. So when you all hear me on live and I'm telling you how much I hate when divorces are so toxic, it just grieves me significantly, because I think marriages can end better. People have to be reasonable. People have to be honest. People have to be fair. If you are going into a marriage, you know you don't want to be in the marriage with that individual, don't mislead them. Don't go in there with ulterior motives to destroy them. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Do everything peacefully and do everything legally and honestly. That's what I gotta say about that. Christine say, oh yes, no weapon that form against me shall prosper. Every morning I get up, I read my Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely. Yes, I've been saying that Psalm 91, since I can remember, since I could talk. My mom taught me that Psalm. So I've been saying it. Yes. So that's it for tonight / this morning. How long we been on live? 2 hours? Okay. So that's how it is for today, for this live. Until we come back again, I sincerely appreciate those of you who came into the live. I hope I did not bore you. I hope you all learned something. I hope you all, whatever you all learn, it will help you in your own life, or if you can help somebody, then my living would not be in vain. Grant, blessings, Christine, Luscious, Yard Foods. Who else was here? One of people was here throughout the live. I want to say thank you all for having come. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Thank you all so much. And I hope you all enjoyed my painting. Like my painting? All right. I understand that about my painting. I hope you all enjoyed my painting and my storytelling. All right. Until next time, guys. This is Trev from Trevessence. Yay! Where your journey matters. All right, guys. I will see you all again tomorrow or the day after. All right. Oh, yes. It's nice, Christine. Yeah. I think it is too. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I like it. It's like the sun is setting and then it's dark and then it's a little bit lighter. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna hang it up. Hang it up on the wall. And the little birdies are flying. Oh yeah, I like it. Anyway, guys, go to sleep. If it's your bedtime, go to sleep. If you have to go to work, go to work. I will see you all. Thank you, Granty. Thank you, Stony. I will see you all tomorrow. All right, I'm going to sleep. Sleep well, guys. Have a great night. I'm going to sleep. See you all tomorrow. All right, ciao. But I don't know if you turn this off. Oh, see this. Good night, precious people.